Welcome, everyone.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We are going to be discussing the J1 Intern and Trainee Program specifically in education. My name is Hannah Gilman, and I work with GeoVisions on the J1 Intern and Trainee Programs. And we also have Anna with us today.
Hello, everyone. My name is Anna Krawczyk, and I work with GeoVisions, and I am in charge of Global Direct Sales team. I would like to let you know, in terms of our presentation today, that firstly, Hannah is going to start with the information about the program. And during that time, you can pop in your questions to the Q&A section. But just so you are aware, we will read all of the questions at the end of our presentation. So don't worry that when you are adding these questions, we are not straight away responding to it. We will do it after we finish the presentation part. Hannah, now your turn. Thank you.
Perfect. All right, let's get started. So, what is the J1 Intern and Trainee Program in education? So, you may be familiar with the J1 programs already. They are cultural exchange programs with the purpose to enhance global perspectives and share global development in culture. Can you still hear me, Anna?
Yes, everything is
Okay,
correct.
perfect. I'm sorry, I just got a mute notification in my ear. So, in addition to the major pillar of sharing your culture and exchanging in a cultural exchange program, the major pillar of intern and trainee programs in particular is also professional development. So, in regards to education, the idea is that you already have an academic background and maybe some professional experience in education already. And by joining these programs, you will be exposed to new experiences and new skills to further advance your careers in education. So, what are some of the benefits of joining this program? So, in the J1 Intern and Trainee Program in education, you may be exposed to a different area of education. So, some of you may have a lot of experience in education, you may have some experience as a teacher. This program in particular will expose you to special education, and it will allow you to master skills in behavioral management, classroom management, and learn about the different services needed for students that need special education. So, this can give you additional skills to enhance your toolkit essentially as an educator. In the US, there are individualized education plans. And so you would be exposed to these plans called IEPs by doing this program in special education. Each student has a requirement for an IEP if they need special education services. And these IEPs are designed specifically for a student based on what they need to enhance their education. So, by joining the program, you will be gaining skills that will increase your knowledge of special education, but these can be applied to your classrooms upon program completion. So, you may have some students who might not be keeping up with the rest of the class, and now you'll have more skills to help those students move forward with their education experience. Some other benefits of joining this program is that um, for the intern and trainee programs, because it's designed to give you more skills, you would not be the sole teacher in the classroom or the sole educator. So you would be in a supporting role. And this can be a really great time to ask questions, to learn from someone else, to have additional support during your time on the program, which is also a shorter duration of the program. So That could also be another benefit of joining the program is because it's a shorter duration, it's about 1 school year, which could be from July through to June, that it may be an easier commitment for some of you to make. And then it does also have a great experience for professional development and can give you a competitive edge. And so by joining this program for a shorter duration for 1 year and gaining all of these skills in education, you have exposure to a US classroom, you have exposure to teaching students of various different cultures, that this will increase it may increase your likelihood of finding a job at the end of your program when you return to your home country. It may give you that competitive edge if you are applying for other cultural exchange programs in education in the future, because people might see this as a benefit that you have, taken the leap to experience a new culture and gain different skills in education to further advance your skills as an educator. So, what is the eligibility criteria to join this program? So, we've discussed an intern and trainee program, and there are slight differences between an intern program and a trainee program. So, here we'll discuss the intern eligibility. As an intern, you have to be a full-time student currently enrolled in university, pursuing a degree that is related to education. Um, if you aren't currently enrolled full-time, then you would have to be a very recent graduate. So the idea for interns is that you are in the US and you are starting your program start date within 1 year of your graduation date. So for interns, there's no requirement that you already have experience teaching. The intern program would be sort of your first experience in education, and the program design is to give you that level of experience and hands-on training. Your university does have to be outside of the United States, a post-secondary academic institution. And if it's an online program, it does have to be from an institution that has a physical building. It cannot just be a solely online presence. For these programs, you do have to have a high level of English, as you will be speaking every day with American children. So oftentimes we screen for a certain English level so that you can understand children and children will be able to understand you. Of course, you will also be speaking with many adults during your program as well. And then for interns, the maximum duration of the internship is 12 months. Um, and oftentimes we see programs around 10 to 12 months in education. Lastly, this is a cultural exchange program. So at the end of your program, you do have to return to your home country and bring the culture you've exchanged, the skills you've learned back with you so you can implement those into your community and your classrooms. So you do have to leave within 30 days of your end date on your forms. Now, to compare the intern program with the trainee program, trainees are a little bit different where there is a requirement for work experience. So for a trainee, you must be a recent graduate, again with a relevant degree, and you have to have at least 1 year of work experience in a related field. So for this purpose, everything would be related to education. If you don't have a degree in education or you don't have a degree at all, then we would require that you have 5 years of experience in education. Again, all of your university, all of your work experience must be gained outside of the US. Same level of English is required for a trainee. The same commitment to leaving the US at the end of the program and bringing everything you've learned and trying to implement that into your communities is the same as well. There is a different timeline duration for trainees where the maximum duration is 18 months. So this is a lot less common to see in the field of education because we do follow the US school year, which is typically from July to June. And not every school district is able to provide enough hours over the summer to make a commitment to an 18-month program. So while sometimes it is possible, it is not as common. So to give you some information about placement details, through GeoVisions, we have school connections based in California, Texas, Florida, and some other states as well. We've mostly been discussing special education today because that is the field where most of our positions are in. And as a program in professional development, we want to make sure that you all are learning new skills by joining these programs, that you're not repeating skills that you already have. The salary range here, depending on your location, may be from $15 an hour to $25 an hour. When we talk about the salary range, we want it to be clear that $15 an hour and $25 an hour can actually be a competitive rate based on the cost of living in these areas. So often in Texas, the state has a lower cost of living, which is where you might find the salary of $15 an hour, versus in California, where things are very expensive, the hourly rate can jump up to $25 an hour to make sure that, there it is a competitive rate with the cost of living in that state. So there is quite a bit of a range here. Again, programs usually run from July through June to follow the US school year. And we do currently have placements open that are looking for applicants. They're accepting resumes and they're looking to interview candidates. I know right now we do have positions open in Texas, in Florida, and a few left in California as well.
Thank you so much, Hannah, for all of the information provided. And now I will guide you about our application process, as our team is going to help you out with the whole process from the moment when you decide to sign up for the program to the moment when you basically get your visa to start the program in the US. So just to explain you a little bit how it works from the start. So first of all, we start with submitting your application. So once you do that, and answer your questions, we are able to verify your eligibility. If there is anything else that we need, we are requesting some additional documents, including resume template, your transcript from university, also diploma. And if there is anything else that we need to verify, we always communicate on daily basis. Once we have all of the information provided and we are certain about your eligibility, we confirm that you are, and we schedule pre-screening interview. So this is one-on-one interview when you meet with our representative who is going to conduct this interview with you, verify all of the information that you previously provided, and inform you about steps of the application, what happens step by step from the moment when you are signing up from the program, and then also answering your questions if you have any type of requests. So we basically communicate with you during this call to give you all of the information that is needed. Next, to successfully sign up for the program, you pay an application fee of $500. Once we receive the payment, we create your profile and we invite you to start your online application. And here we have our document support team who is also supporting us and you throughout this whole process. So our document support team is going to inform you about every single step throughout the online application and what documents you need to attach to successfully complete your application. Once your basic information and documents are uploaded, we actually go to the next very important part, which is choosing your position. So this is very exciting part. As you know, Hannah mentioned of our locations and different salary range based on the location and the school district. So obviously, this is the part that is important for you to make the right decision. You can always ask us questions, you verify the information with us, and then you make a decision if you would like to apply for this certain position. Of course, it's up to the school if they are going to offer the interview with you, and once they offer the interview, it's on their side if they will accept you for the position. Of course, it's also up to you if you accept that position as well. But just informing you that it's not guaranteed that after your first interview, straight away you will be accepted. So this is something that you need to keep in mind. We, of course, help you throughout the process to prepare you for the interview because this is also a learning part. So the whole application process is giving you all of the tools that they are needed to successfully accomplish your goal, which is get the right position. But at the end of the day, of course, it's up to you how you will perform during the interview. Once you are accepted and sign up the contract, you need to complete your application. And here again, our document support team is guiding you how to successfully complete this application. And once everything is created in your profile, all of the required fees are paid, and I will inform you soon about all fees involved in this program. Then we can actually start visa process. So we need to issue the most important document for you, which is the S-2019. And once you receive this document, we can actually go ahead with guiding you through the visa process. Once your visa appointment is scheduled, you need to go to the US Embassy in person to apply for your visa. And once your visa is approved, and you receive your passport back, it's time for making plans for your plane tickets and for your start of the program. And then the best part is actually going to the US to start your journey for your internship or trainee program. Hannah, could I please ask you for another slide? So as I mentioned before, there are costs involved in applying for this program. So we have two options. Option one is to pay all fees upfront. Upfront, which means before starting the program. So as I mentioned at the start, once your eligibility is confirmed, to successfully sign up for the program, you need to pay application fee of $500. And we have two options for full placement and for self-arranged placements. And here I will quickly explain to you what's the difference. So full placement is when you actually have a contract from us. Self-arranged placement is when you have your own contract and we are your J1 visa sponsor. So that's the difference between these two terms and also between the pricing. So as you can see, and we talked about the difference between internship and trainee program, there's also a difference in terms of the duration. So for the internship program is between 6 and 12 months. So here you can see the pricing for the full placed. For less than 6 months, you need to pay program fee after you are accepted by the school. So firstly, you pay application fee to sign up for the program. Then you go through the application process, you get the offer, and then you are being invoiced for the remaining program fees, which in terms of less than 6 months is $2,300, between 6 and 12 months is $3,500, and over 12 months, $4,700. In the instance when you have your own contract, fees are stated as on the slide, which is For less than 6 months, you pay $1,950. Between 6 and 12 months is $2,750, and over 12 months is $3,250. You don't have to worry about making additional, for example, notes for this pricing, because we are going to send you everything in terms of the details about the pricing after our webinar. I would like you to know that you don't have to worry about remembering all of this information. Now we will talk about second option for the payment. Hannah, if you can, thank you so much. So we also offer pretty popular option, payment plan. So this is the opportunity that some fees you pay upfront and some fees you pay when you are already in the US obtaining your program. So in this instance, there is a breakdown on fees as per the slide. So firstly, also you pay the application fee of $500 to sign up for the program. With the moment when you are accepted by the school and sign the contract, you pay the deposit of $500. And in terms of other fees, we do payment plan in installments. So what it means is that the rest of the program fees you are going to pay in monthly installments while you are already in the US. So also here there is the breakdown based on the duration for the program. So if it's less than 6 months is $2,050, between 6 and 12 months is $3,250, and over 12 months is $4,450. So just to give you the information, so the difference in pricing between paying everything up front is and installment plan is $250. Also, there are additional costs involved in both options. So there is no difference if you pay everything up front or you choose the payment plan agreement. There are costs that you need to pay before going to the US. And these costs are service fee that you need to pay directly to the Department of Homeland Security, $220. Visa fee, $185 is being paid by you directly to the US Embassy when you want to schedule your visa appointment. Once you receive your passport, you need to buy round-trip plane ticket. So this cost is also on your side. And to go to the US, it's important to make sure that you have enough funds. We call it emergency money. And sometimes we even pocket money. So what it means is that before you get your first paycheck, it can take around 1 month, depending, of course, on the district, but usually you receive payments monthly. So you need to make sure that you have enough money to support yourself before getting your first paycheck. So that's why we highly encourage you to make sure that you have access to the emergency money while you are in the US. Please, next slide. So that would be it in terms of the application process and fees. What happens next in terms of our communication and how we can basically stay in touch with you and potentially start the application process. So how normally it works is soon you will be able to ask any questions you have. You can already put these questions into the Q&A section, so we can actually help you with any type of information that you still need. And once we finish this presentation, you will receive an email from us in the next couple days with the information of basically how you can sign up for the program and how we can communicate further. So if you don't mind, for now, I will go to Q&A section and I will start reading questions that you are adding here. Okay, first question. Is it guaranteed that an applicant will be hired? Hannah, would you like to respond?
Thank you for the question. Unfortunately, we cannot guarantee that all applicants applying will be hired. There are limited positions that we can offer based on our connections with different school districts across the US. And as employers themselves, they are the people to give the final say on whether they offer you a position within their district or not. Of course, if you apply with one school district and you're not hired there and we have openings at another school district, you're more than welcome to see if you're interested in applying with them as well to continue your efforts to join the program.
Thank you. We have more questions. Are you taking teachers of English language arts?
So for English language arts and teachers specifically, this is a training program, so I'm hoping you're a teacher now of English language arts. This is a more challenging field because of the programs in the trainee and intern programs are offered in special education. So here, if you're a teacher of English language arts and you don't have experience yet in special education, it could be a great program to join so that you can learn those skills in another area. Um, the skills that you learn in behavioral management, classroom management, or identifying different special education services for students, you will be able to transfer over to your classroom in English language arts, for example, if you return to your home country and that's your subject area.
Thank you. And it's similar question, but regarding history teachers.
So again, this is the intern and trainee J1 program. So on these programs, you are in a supporting role, and it gives you skills to become a better educator. So this program in particular will not offer you a teaching position of a specific subject area. So for these programs, there would not be any placements open for history teacher that does not specialize in special education.
Thank you. Which are the requirements schools are needing for the different teacher positions? Is there any list?
So when you apply for the education placements in the intern and trainee program, there will be requirements listed. So we shared the eligibility requirements with you today to join the program. And you're right, each school district may have different requirements and needs for the position that they are hiring for. And that would be listed on the specific placement so that you can ensure that you are required for that position. Oftentimes, the requirements that we see are preferences with work experience. So sometimes there is a preference for the trainee program, but not always. And sometimes there is a requirement for a certain number of credit hours to ensure that you do have some education background in education specifically. So there might be some screening of transcripts to make sure you meet those credit hour requirements.
Thank you. Also, there are questions about accepting early childhood and social studies teachers.
So for these programs in J1 intern and trainee, our placements are in K through 12 placements. So we do not have any placements in daycare or preschool areas. It all would begin with kindergarten and go through high school. So if you do have a background in early childhood education, you are more than welcome to join this program. Just know that you would be placed in possibly kindergarten through high school placement. If you do have a preference to work and train in an elementary school, for example, for students who are younger aged, that could be something you share during your interview with the school, that's an area you have specific expertise in. Um, for all of the questions that are about different subject areas like the English language, history, social studies, If your background, your diploma, your work experience shows you have experience in education and are eligible to join the program, then gaining skills in special education for a year will still enhance you as a teacher in that specific subject area. So I don't want to get too into each one of your specific requirements because everybody has a different background and everybody will have questions that I know Anna's team will be able to help out with. Um, so with your specific backgrounds, if you meet like the intern requirement or the trainee requirement and you want to gain an experience in something new, gain skills in special education, they can be applied to your subject area upon program completion.
Thank you. Next question. Is the salary paid on hourly basis or monthly basis? And how many hours we will be working in a day?
So that's a very good question. The program requires that there are 32 hours minimum per week. I believe many teachers in this role, interns and trainees, are training from about 7, it could be 7 a.m. to 3, 7:30 to 4, something around that timeline. It depends on your district as well, but there is a requirement that you have 32 hours per week. Some of the districts would be paying hourly wages, and you might receive your paycheck on a biweekly or monthly basis. Again, that will come down to your school district. And some districts may present a salary to you based on an annual salary for that school year.
Thank you. Next question. Is there any age limit for this program?
There is not exactly an age limit. I believe that our insurance does offer, we have health insurance that's part of the program fees that you've seen that you will all be covered on and have access to throughout your program. We used to have an age limit based on this insurance, but I believe that that is no longer the case. The specific detail as it comes down to an age limit would come down to meeting the program's purpose, which is to give you a new experience and new skills to further advance your career. So it doesn't technically have an age limit as long as you're in a place where you can gain new skills to continue your career path forward, then you would be eligible to join the program.
So just to add one more information regarding the insurance. So in terms of any limitation, that would be the case that if the insurance company would have the age limit, let's say 55 years old, it would mean that it's not that you cannot apply for the program, you would have to obtain your own insurance if you are over that age limit. I just put the number there, but just so you understand, is that if the insurance company gives the age limit, you need to obtain your own insurance to make sure that you are covered because you cannot be without the valid insurance during the program. Okay, I will provide you with other questions. Can we try for J1 program in USA for 2026-27 school year? Why the program is going on?
So it depends what program you would be applying for. So I think if you are currently participating in an intern or trainee program with us and you would like to apply for the program for the following year, unfortunately, that would not be possible. There is a requirement that you do return home at the end of these programs, and it is possible to do repeat participation, but there are regulations for repeat participation. So if you are an intern candidate and you want to repeat the program to do another internship, you would have to be enrolled in the next higher level of study. So if you're doing an intern due to you graduated with your bachelor's degree, then to join the program again, you would have to be enrolled full-time with your master's degree and have already completed some of that degree. Um, if you were an intern and then wanted to be a trainee in the future, the Department of State that governs this program has a requirement that there is a 2-year wait period. And that is the same as if you are a trainee now and applying for a trainee position again, there is another mandated 2-year wait program.
Thank you.
2-year wait time, sorry.
Thank you. In terms of other questions, if you have English proficiency letter from the university you completed from your home country, is it still a guarantee for you to take the required English test that you are demanding?
It may not be. We do accept the IELTS and the TOEFL. If you have a certificate with the score that you've received on those certified English tests, then we can review those and see if you can skip our English test. If you don't have something like that, we have the ITEP, which is the International Test of English Proficiency, and we would provide you with the code to complete that English test and ensure that your English level is strong enough to participate on a program where you'll be speaking with children.
Thank you. There are some questions regarding the Teach program. Is this program a 5-year contract? So I will straight away explain that no, the up to 5-year contract is for the Teach program. In terms of intern and trainee, intern is either 6 or 12 months, and trainee is between 6 and 18 months, but 18 months is not as common as 6 and 12 months. So in terms of the length, that is the maximum for our ITP program. And also there are some questions about positions available for the Teach program. So just to explain to you, currently in terms of opening positions, if someone is bilingual teacher, and here it's about language of Spanish, English, French, then we still are able to find a placement, but in terms of other positions for Teach program, unfortunately, we cannot guarantee that there will be positions available. And I would like to just inform you that this is about Teach program, not the internship and trainee program. But based on the questions, there are some questions about Teach program, which is understandable. So I just would like to clarify that difference. I will quickly check in terms of some questions, by the way, they are based on very personal information about eligibility criteria. So if you don't mind, I would highly encourage you to send us an email, and I will put our email address to the chat box that you can address some of the personal questions regarding your situation, so that we can address it one-on-one, if that's okay for you. And I will verify if there are other questions.
If you do reach out to the email that Anna shares to inquire specifically about your personal questions, your personal background, it would be a really great idea to include your resume and possibly, a diploma transcripts. All of that information will really help our team to get a better picture of your past experiences to ensure that you would be eligible for an intern or trainee program in education.
Thank you. In terms of the requirements of the program, as I mentioned, in the next few days, we will send you an email to all of the attendees from today with whole information about the requirements. So we will kind of repeat it by sending you the information about fees, about the requirements. So you will have everything specified in the email, so that we don't have to repeat everything once again that was already presented. You will receive the information provided via email. I am still checking for more questions. I am, by the way, very happy that there is so many questions and that you are really interested in finding out more information. And you don't have to worry that this is the only chance to ask. I will provide you with that email. And as Hannah said, it's really great if you would provide us already with your documents to verify the eligibility, because otherwise we would have to reply to you that we still need these documents to be able to access your eligibility. So we definitely can speed up the process by receiving it straight away from you.
Looks like there's another question about the J1 teacher exchange program. So Anna just shared some information about the J1 teacher exchange program. This webinar was specifically about the J1 intern and trainee programs in education. So Anna had shared for teacher exchange, if you are someone who's bilingual in Spanish, English, or French, with, of course, English being one of the mandatory languages for the bilingual, then there may be some J1 teacher positions open. At this time, it doesn't sound like there are many positions open left for the teacher exchange. Is that correct, Anna?
Yes, that is correct. That is definitely correct.
Okay, and then one last thing I'm seeing, and Anna, I'm not sure if anyone can unmute, but I'm seeing we have a raised hand for a question. I don't know if you've put your question into the chat, but I would recommend that because I'm not sure
Yes,
if
I'm
you're able to
trying.
unmute.
Unfortunately, seems like I cannot unmute. So, Isaac, if you can pop in the question to the chat box or Q&A, that would be amazing.
Another question about where the training is done. So for the intern and trainee program, it's a training program. So for the full duration of your program, you'll be gaining skills in education. So the training would be done through the full duration of your program. And that would be with your school district and a specific school that you are placed with.
Thank you. There is also a question, where will the training be done?
Yep, that's the one I just went over.
Oh,
So it
sorry.
would be done with your school district throughout the program in your specific school.
Thank you. I think that at this stage we went through all of the general questions, and as we mentioned, I added the email address programs@geovisions.com that you can address any other questions that you may have. And in the next few days, so after the weekend, please check your emails, because you will also receive the information of next steps and how to stay in touch with us. And thank you so much for joining today and spending time with us. It was really a pleasure, and I hope that my team and Hannah's will actually see you participating the program.
Yes, thank you so much, all of you, for joining us today. It looks like one last question right before we close
Yes.
about if you can bring your family. Thank you for popping that in. It is possible to bring a J2 dependent on the intern and trainee program. Because the program's a shorter duration, we do ensure that your program is at least 12 months. And if it is 12 months, then you can apply to bring a J2 dependent, which would be your spouse or children. And there are some documents we collect to ensure that they can join the program successfully. So um, again, I want to reiterate everything Anna said. We are so glad that all of you could join us today to learn more about the J1 programs for interns and trainees in education. And we hope to hear from you soon to help you on your journey.
Thank you so much. Have a great one.
Have a great day, everyone.